Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Axiom, aka Ryofu, and this is the Gaming Harbinger. Alright, come on guys, lighten up, I'm just messing around. Anyways, welcome back to the channel. So over the next 4 videos or so, we will be releasing them at a significantly faster rate than usual. That is because this is one of the most exciting times of the year, and there will be a lot of video game news released in the next several days. So I'm going to try my damnedest to stay on top of this. Usually I'm putting out a video bi-weekly, sometimes weekly. Mainly this is due to me trying not to overpromise, and as I've mentioned in previous videos, I am a full-time worker, so I'm trying to do what I can, with my spare time. And I'm trying to, maintain just the fun aspect of all this. I'm trying to enjoy it and not make it seem like, damn, this shit's a second job. So right now I'm having fun with this and I want to maintain that. Anyways, if you're curious about the direction of the channel and the goals, I've been meaning to for a while now make an introductory video. Please look forward to that. It's coming. I'm working on it. Anyways, without further ado now, let's get into the Stadia tomfoolery. This is what we've been waiting for, baby. Stadia Connect happened on June 6, 2019, and I understand there are people that haven't been following this topic, so let me give a brief explanation. Google wants to foray into the gaming space and believes cloud gaming is the future. Not to make you throw up, but it is. It is coming, like I said in my previous video. The real question is, are people ready for this in 2019? Will they be ready in 2020? I'm asking you. I mean, no, seriously, for real, I'm asking. Because I don't know. Anyways, Google plans to launch this sometime at the end of this year. They don't have the date officially out there. If you want to use Google Stadia, you will have to have a Chromecast if you want to use it for your television in the living room. And then, of course, you will need to either use their controller or I believe you might be able to use an Xbox One controller. As far as if you're using a tablet or the PC, then you would just have to open up a Chrome browser. You're good to go, which is cool. They currently have 3 business models. The first one, which is the highest tier, is the Founder Edition, which comes with the Chromecast Ultra, a limited edition night blue controller, your own Stadia name, yay, whatever that means, a 3-month membership for you and your homie, and also you get to have the complete Destiny 2 experience. Now, I've heard other YouTubers kind of clown on this and make it seem like not a big deal. To me, I do find this somewhat, impressive. I do. And I'm saying that as you all are aware, I'm not the biggest Destiny fan. But I think that's cool because, please believe, people are still playing the shit out of Destiny 2. So let's keep it real. And this can all be yours for $129.99. I mean, I guess that doesn't sound bad if you include the Chromecast Ultra and the controller and stuff. I guess that's a pretty decent deal. The Pro Edition is $9.99. And by the way, I kind of told this shit out of order, but the Pro Edition that's going for $9.99 is the one that they started off with, and they're implying, you can get up to 4K HDR, 60 frames per second, 5.1 surround sound, and that doesn't sound too shabby, I guess. I mean, if this is your thing. But what is fascinating to me, which other YouTubers have mentioned this as well, that they, for a mere 20 seconds, they mention, oh, by the way, if you don't want a subscription, you don't have to have one. You can just purchase the game you want on Google Stadia, and bam, you start playing it. And to be honest with you, I think, which will tie into the next part of, this segment, I think it would have been smarter for them to say, hey, even if you only have 10 megabytes per second, you can play in 720p, 60 frames per second in a Chrome browser and just purchase whatever games you want, and bam, you're good to go. I think that would have been a better selling point. And I mean, that's just my opinion, because some people may not have even heard those 20 seconds at the very end of the video where they're saying, oh, by the way, you don't have to have a subscription to use Google Stadia. I think that was very important. But that's how they chose to handle this. With that being said, I completely understand why they mentioned those first two tiers first. And the reason why is very simple. And I don't know why people are acting like they're baffled by this. They want you to buy that damn Founders Edition. That's what they want you to purchase. And of course, Pro Edition, they want you to get that. They don't want you to just stick to the base and just purchase games on Google Stadia. But if they have a choice, if they're like, purchase games on Google Stadia or just stick to where you're at, yeah, they want you on Google Stadia. At least purchase the games on Google Stadia. That's what they would prefer. So I get why they mentioned the first two first. Not a big deal. Okay, so now let's get into the chart for, internet and speeds and whatnot. This is important. For 10 megabits per second, you can get 720p, 60 frames per second with stereo sound. With 20 megabits per second, you could get 5.1 surround sound, 1080p, and 60 frames per second. For 35 megabits per second, you could get 4K, 60 frames per second, and 5.1 surround sound. Now, I completely understand that not everyone will have an internet that can handle this, but I mean, those aren't like crazy or ridiculous numbers. That's decent. And I think it should be obvious to everyone, if you can't handle this, it's not meant for you. It's not meant for you. Maybe in time it will be, but for right now, this is meant for the people that not only can they afford it, but just in their area, they have solid internet. I think it's as simple as that. Now, as far as games, they showed off Baldur's Gate 3. Like I mentioned before, Destiny 2, if you purchase the Founder Edition. As far as exclusives, they showed off a game called Gylt. I believe I'm pronouncing that right, Gylt. That game actually looked pretty decent. The other one was Get Packed, and that's a hard pass for me, baby. That's a hard pass. Do what you do, though. And of course, Ubisoft really seems they're all in, because they showed off Ghost Recon Breakpoint and The Division 2, and of course Assassin's Creed. So they seem to really be, all in terms of Google Stadia. And of course, there were a slew of other stuff they were showing off. I believe they also showed off Mortal Kombat 11. But, a lot of multi-plat stuff. Again, I saw YouTubers, really railing on them for not having enough exclusives. But I mean, I saw that coming a mile away. So I'm not really surprised by that. Not surprised at all. So now I can get more in depth in terms of how do I feel about this? What do I think Google Stadia represents? Oh, by the way, I should say, if you're wondering what the hell is Stadia, Stadia is actually plural for stadium. Fun fact. But anyways, I don't think this is for me. I don't think this is for most of the people watching this video. That's okay. I think this is for somebody, but that somebody is probably not me, and it's probably not you. And that's okay. But I think really at its core, the most important thing is whenever technology is advancing and whatnot, I think just in terms of business, there is risk involved, and there is a certain urgency to be the first. And I know they're not necessarily the first per se, but I mean, this is a bigger step than anyone else has made. So it's nothing to sneeze at. You know, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. But yeah, I don't think it's for everyone. It's definitely not for me, but I mean, I don't really see I have some jokes, but as you can tell, but at the end of the day, there's nothing really to trash on it about. I don't see that. I don't have hate for this. And like I said in my previous video, I have a deep connection to owning shit. So I don't even want this to happen, but it's going to happen, baby. It's coming. It is coming. There's nothing to prepare for because, like I said, in some aspects, we're already here. It's already here. So get depressed and shit all you want, but it's here. But I think in business, you have to take chances. You have to take risk. And I mean, they couldn't wait until like, all right, 10, 15 years later. All right, I think everyone has really good internet. Even the, person that lives in a certain location where internet is scarce, even they can handle this. Okay, everyone's on board. Let's do this. I mean, by then, someone else would have stepped up. Probably Microsoft, maybe Amazon, whoever. But you get what I'm saying. Like, you have to do that in business. You have to just step up, and you want to be the first, because then not only just being the first, they're not going to have everything ready, but they need to work out a lot of those kinks. That's going to put them so much more ahead of other people that have the same idea. So lastly, I want to real quick talk about the parts where I'm probably going to be a little more critical. Now, my biggest question is, if I am doing the base model thing and I'm not paying for a subscription, can I still experience this 4K 60 frames per second goodness? Can I experience that for free? If so, nice. The next part is, let's say I do want to pay $9.99 a month. It says some free games. What are these free games? Are those the games that they were showing, like Tomb Raider and Final Fantasy 15? And what games is it? I need specifics, because those are the parts that aren't very clear, and it could give you the illusion that you have access to all these games for free. I understand some people are going to be screaming at the top of their lungs that, yo, son, these games are fucking old. But I'm still just saying, like, I want something more concrete, something more specific. Will I have to pay for the games that I really want? And are you just showing off, games that are older and I would still have to pay for them? Or are you showing these off and I'm getting these for free? That's important. We need those distinctions because it's not quite clear. I also highly encourage you guys, those of you that have questions and are actually curious about this, to check out the Google Stadia FAQ page, only because they didn't say anything about this in the video as far as I'm aware of. But if you look at the FAQ page, you will see that it says specifically, as far as tablets, as far as the phones, it's a certain type of phone. It's a certain type of tablet. And yeah, 3A, Pixel. Okay, well, I thought this was supposed to be the freaking future. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, yeah, so it only works with certain phones and certain tablets upon initial release. I'm going to assume eventually that's going to change the way it's worded in the FAQ page. But right now, whenever it releases in 2019, which will be the end of this year, it's going to only be for select phones and for select tablets. Interesting. But no, I'm being serious though. I'm sure to some people this is appealing. People that don't care about consoles, people that don't have a computer anymore because they have a cell phone. And I know there's people out there, like people watching this video, that don't believe there are just people exist that just their cell phone is their computer. Their cell phone is their computer, And if you mention anything about like, yo, son, what about your desktop? What about a laptop? And they just stare and blink at you. Yes, these people exist. I'm telling you, man, they exist. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you for checking out the video. That's going to do it for me. Please leave a like. Please subscribe. Please tell me your thoughts on the situation. As you can tell, I tried to be as objective as possible. But of course, even if you feel like I'm being overly nice or whatever and trying to be pleasant, I mean, there's some truth to that. But at the same time, I try to be open-minded about things. But at the same time, I still have questions. So I'm still not sure what to think of this. But yes, in case you're wondering, I don't care about this. I'm not interested in it. I am interested in the technological side of it. I'm interested in terms of the business aspect of this to see how it goes, to see if it flourishes, to see if it doesn't flourish. I'm curious about it on that end, but for me in my personal life, it's not for me. And I'm pretty sure for a lot of people watching this, it's probably not for you. And don't worry about it. It'll be all right, baby. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video.